the Nyanza economic blueprint that we developed during the campaigns. That development blueprint subsequently has now informed our policy framework and development agenda for the entire Nyanza region. We talk to leaders of value chains, the way I illustrated earlier. So we have got a tangible, as government, William Ruto's government has a tangible development agenda for this region. Issues to do with agriculture, that blueprint uncovers the Western tourism circuit. There are a lot of tourism opportunities that we have here. Agriculture, we are talking about sugar, rice, cotton, even down in Migori, even tobacco. All those issues are in that blueprint. Infrastructure. Let me tell you people, we have got one road. It's called the Lake Region Ring Road, which has already been designed, but it has never been built. It starts all the way from Busia and it runs around the lake, passes through Kisumu, Homa Bay, all the way up to Migori. If that road, which is now in our plan, is developed, it's going to open up the entire Nyanza region for purposes of commerce and trade. You know, you'll take 10 minutes to move from where we are to Homa Bay, or 15 minutes or 20 minutes. You don't need to go around through Kisumu. We want proper infrastructure around the lake. We are already talking to the Kenya Maritime Authority and the Kenya Ferry Services so that we have got ferries here, so that you can connect from this end to the southern part of Nyanza. So we have got major infrastructure projects covering roads, dams. We have got the Korusoin Dam there. That Korusoin Dam, if pursued to a logical conclusion, we will have adequate power, we will have adequate water, we will have adequate irrigation potential, and we will also sort out the floods around Nyando there. On the Kisii side, again, there is the Magwagwa Dam. You know about it?
Yes.
Yeah? That is also a priority for government. Okay? In those areas where we have got mining, we want to change the laws so that we don't have a situation where we have got foreign firms coming and exploiting our mineral potential, and the only evidence or indicator that you have that there was mining in that region is a big hole which is left there. There's nothing, there's no trickle-down effect to the owners of the shamba. If any mining is to take place in this region, a substantial proposition of the proceeds of that mining must remain with the owners of the land itself. So we are going to change the laws. Okay? Kisumu International Airport, we want to expand it to international standards so that directly from this region we can also export our produce overseas. We need another airport, proper airport in Homa Bay, and another one in Kisii. Why should somebody going to Kisii come all the way to Kisumu and then when he's connecting by road? That's a waste of time, isn't it? We need an airport in Kisii, and when the president was in Kisii a month ago, when we came for Machogu's homecoming, the leaders of Kisii have already been tasked to identify land where the Kenya Airports Authority can construct a what? An airport. And we will also have major interventions in Kisii covering issues to do with tea, just to mention among others. Bamboo. There's a lot of potential of bamboo. Yeah? The late governor for Nyamira was very passionate about bamboo. I remember one time we traveled with him to look for investors. We went with him to India, we went with him to China. Bamboo, that potential of bamboo is a major economic potential for the Nyanza region. So what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, is that as Kenya Kwanza government under the leadership of William Ruto, there's a tangible development agenda for this region. And this is what we want to engage the people of Nyanza on. Not politics. Perennial politics, we have done it since independence, is not going to take us anywhere. There's a time for politics. We had got elections in 2022. We are only going to have another election in 2020 what? 2027. But in between, as the country grows, we don't want Nyanza to be left behind. And the president has been equivocal on this and stated that irrespective of the voting patterns that we witnessed in the last elections, all parts of the country will attract government development interventions equally, indiscriminately, so that the country moves what? Together. But while doing this, and this is why this meeting is important, we want you people to play a role as agents of this messaging, so that our people get to know what development agenda we have for what? We have for this region. I really want to appeal to you so that you talk to our people. You are respected members of the Kenyan society. Let them internalize the development agenda that we have for this region, and let them also understand that for government to roll out its programs, we need an enabling environment. Are we together? We need an enabling environment. You cannot be doing demonstrations week in, week out and expect development to be undertaken in a given region. So let's forget about this issue of demonstrations. It's not going to help us as a country. Let's wait for elections. We have got one government under William Ruto. That will be the government up to 2027. And then we go for elections again. And then Kenyans will elect another what? Another president. Let us focus on development. Let us align. I'm very happy that your Secretary General has clearly stated that as NAT, your position has always been that you work with the government of the what? Of the day. I also want to assure you that William Ruto's government will correspondingly work with the teaching fraternity and support you as much as possible depending on unfolding events from time to time. On the issues you raised, issues to do with certificates which cannot be replaced, that will be sorted out through digitization. We are digitizing all government records in all sectors. We are no longer going to, you will no longer need those physical documents. That will be sorted out by digitization. All those records are going to be uploaded. In fact, as a matter of priority, on Monday, I'll talk to my colleague CS Machogu, so that as we embark on this process as a ministry of digitizing records, we prioritize digitization of all records at the Kenya National Examinations Council, including but not limited to the certificates. We are going to have all records digitized and all government services digitalized. We are not going to have any manual processes in government anymore. We are going to have a paperless economy. Are we together? Yeah, we are going to have a paperless economy. On the other issues you have raised, there are some which are relevant to the functional mandate of the Ministry of Education. I'll consult with CS Machogu and we see how we can help move together. Yeah, some of the logistical issues you have raised, things to do with those meetings, those ones we will arrange. Okay? So I can assure you that those meetings you will meet the head of state to discuss issues relevant to the teaching fraternity and of course the education sector in what? In general. We will progress as government on some of the major initiatives, and I believe that through the Ministry of Education they'll keep on updating you so that we build on some of the milestones we have realized so far in the area of CBC. Yeah. And also you mentioned also which other area? You said there's a fundamental milestone already? Yeah, on the CBA, and there's something else you mentioned. Just to give me this paper, I think I took it down. Yes, the education charter. The education charter. And the president signed these charters before the what? The elections. Any charter we signed, the government will implement. Apart from having the development blueprint for this region, we also had county-based specific what? Charters, where the president, before the elections, signed charters with each and every country, clearly articulating the development programs and activities that will be implemented in each and every region. Are we together? So let's work together. That is my plea to you. Let us work together as people from Nyanza with the current government. Let us be agents of proper messaging so that people get to know what the government agenda is and people recognize the fact that we have to be part and parcel of government moving in the future. People say we have got the counties, that now we have counties, we don't need national government. Let me tell you, the money that is available at the counties is a drop in the ocean compared to the development programs that need to be rolled out in this area. We must be aligned to the national government, and that alignment is only undertaken through an electoral process. So we have to vote the direction that is going to form government, not the direction that is going to be in the opposition. So reach out to your colleagues so that they understand this. We have a constitutional right, of course, to belong to parties, but it is very costly to be in the opposition. The region of Nyanza has predominantly been opposition for about 60 years now. It is costly, it is expensive. Within this period of 6 months we have been in government, if you look at even the appointments which have been given to people of this region, we now have over 50 major appointments of people from Nyanza in government. We have 2 cabinet secretaries, we have got many.
The love for education as a sector is in the heart of the president of this country. Look at the education charter. This has brought down localization. Is that not so? And keep on coming to us. Those who have not been taken back to their former counties, their home counties, I want to work around the clock because we also have some intrigues and challenges on doing the same. You cannot be transferred back to your county when there's no place to land in. We don't want heads to teach, are we there? And other heads. Then who is the head now? Such a head can be a leader of opposition in a staff. So we are doing it and working around the clock. I want to assure you, all shall be well.
Vice Chairman.
I was just curious. When he was speaking, I noticed that most of the ladies here were very attentive. Okay, thank you. So all these issues we will discuss, we will see how to.
We have still not seen them. When I was in, you are there and you are in the kitchen, and we are in the kitchen. The following month, since then, about 8 months have followed. Other areas to that effect. I remember I attended a funeral in Suba South, where the Subanese in the region of Nyanza, they are
understood that any of you wish to work with the government of the Kenya. I do not catch a very call about that. And I think